I can see that. So, as of last stream, we got ending A. It was cool as hell. I loved it. I thought it was really, really neat. And I'm really glad that you guys got to come along for the ride with me. We're going to do another run. I hope I don't stall out in the middle of it. My goal is to not. So if you're watching live right now, tomorrow, we're going to take a couple days break from this. But if you're watching this on recordings on YouTube, I should have more up by the time you catch up to this point. That should be the goal. So let's get started on a new... Oh my gosh, hold on, wrong thing. There it is. I got to click the actual game, otherwise it goes away. Yeah, we got about 4 hours that we can play this today, and then we'll switch over to something else. Oh man, so we did. I really think we're gonna do Osa. I think we're gonna, man. Yellow mages don't dedicate their lives to worship. Yellow mages use otherworldly powers only to their own benefit and to further their own agenda. Because I'd like to do. Okay, so here's the thing, right? We got one fail where we just couldn't progress, and then the second time we tried our first restart, which makes sense for this game, right? We got ending A, which I kind of feel like is a big ending, right? Like it's you got to go around and do stuff, but I still have not killed everybody. I haven't gotten inside, and I know there's tons of other stuff going on, but man, there's just such cool characters, dude. Oh, he's so good too. What up, Tail Table? How you doing, dude? This guy analyzes weaknesses, which is like absolutely insane. I'm kind of tempted to do him. But Osa, man. Maybe we go with Osa. Let's do that, man. It's not like we're gonna yeah, we'll leave his name. I like him. Oh boy. Yellow mage, best mage. Yeah, I'm interested in kind of having a more aggressive playthrough. I don't think I'm ready for a harder difficulty yet. How did I like the short? It was pretty good, dude. Yeah, it's pretty good. I saw that. I kind of caught it at a weird time, but yeah, it was good, man. Skip the character history. No, give me the full text adventure, man. I'll read this to you guys. Yeah, I thought it was great, dude. Thank you for making that. I loved it. The soothing sound of the rail tracks. You're not used to such peaceful and tranquil atmosphere. Can't help but to let your mind wander. You reminisce what has led you to this point in life. You were born and raised in the raging hearts of Abyssonia, the continent with a long history embedded with chaos and warring factions. Oh yeah, dude, I think your game's freaking great. I hope somebody big catches it and enjoys the hell out of it. Those fools. The people around you wage wars over ancient disputes and grudges started by long-gone ancestors. But that's how it had always been. The people of I gotta get this in my mouth. Abyssonia. The people of Abyssonia held ancestors and their spirits on a godlike pedestal. Abyssonia. But it's not like it was any better in the north. In the continent of Europa, those fools worshipped ancient deities that none of them had ever seen with their own eyes. And they certainly had their disputes as well, a great war after another. What's worse, their disputes didn't stay within their borders. They dragged everyone into their mess. They'd set their eyes on Abyssonia now because of the strategic position in securing an access to oil and other raw materials from the east. It was only a matter of time before the troops would march on your land. You were not going to die because of some faceless puppeteers chose to focus their magnifying glass in your home country this time. Despite your young age, you decide to leave. Your siblings and mother would mourn your departure. They wanted you to have something to remember them by. Oh boy. I don't even know what that is. Get a soul stone. Get a soul stone. Encountered a video yesterday made in Minecraft about someone encountering Haster, and you feel like I found a rabbit hole on YouTube. That's awesome. Oh yeah, absolutely, Till. Yeah, for sure. Oh man, I don't know what this is, so I'm gonna get it. Took the check with you. You've considered yourself a success. You had considered yourself as successfully dead inside, not swayed by emotions. But it took a lot of effort to convince yourself that you wouldn't miss your family. You still obviously had weaknesses to weed out. Headed to the city of the sun, Ammon, to educate yourself on spiritualism and religion. You were no sloth physically. I gotta be honest, that word, I've never known how to say it, man. Is it sloth? It's sloth. It's sloth. Is it a sloth, or am I supposed to mumble it every single time so you guys think I know what I'm talking about? That other one's an option too. But you always considered your intellect your true forte. Well, there's an irony in that sentence. Thank you. And just like that, you're accepted as an apprentice after some preliminary tests. And the same time, news about the Great War closing Abyssonia borders were all they could talk on the radio. It's not slop, dude. Don't write slop. You've always said it's sloth. We got to Google, man. We got to get a Google in here. Somebody Google it. Don't write slop. We did finish the Marco run, dude. Is an F? Yeah, but, like, is it that time? I know it usually is, but it's not always, DJ. Don't act like English makes sense sometimes. Ammon was far from the borders, and it would probably remain safe for a good while, even after a war broke. Slop. Yeah. Slop. You figured you'd still have plenty of time to learn at the temple and leave the country before it was too late. At the Temple of Ammon, you were given a choice to learn various different schools of spiritualism. Ooh. Dreamcatcher, what's up? I'm doing really well, thank you. How are you doing? It's awesome to see you. I'm very, very happy you're here. Learn methods from your home country. Dude, of course our home country! Meditation, that probably is not a big deal. Damn it. I ain't clicking that, Ron. You just tell me what it says. I'll trust you. You were talented and praised for your quick learning at the temple. But that came... Yes, let me know what it says. Just type it out phonetically. There are 3 ways to say it! That ain't right, man! I'm saying sloth. There's actually 3 ways to say it, depending on context. Oh, jeez. Slew, sloth, sloth. Here's the thing. At this point, I think anybody who confidently has an answer, there's a high probability they're wrong, dude. You knew you were smarter than most of these old geezers. They only possessed knowledge you wanted. They only possessed knowledge you wanted. Once you had that, they serve no purpose to you. Peels off something else. Slow. Slew. Slow. Is when it like peeling off skin? You're confident, I know. Had a good birthday last Saturday. Nice. Nice. Happy late birthday. What day is it? It's not... Carlo earlier told me it was Monday. It's not a Monday. It's Wednesday. Happy late birthday by nearly a week. I failed you. More time you spent at the temple, more pathetic the priests of Ammon started to look in your eyes. Religion in general started to look dubious, too, after examining how the world functioned. Most religious doctrines were modeled to accommodate the current ruling class. Damn it! Thank you for 16 months, dude. How's Funker going? We just started. We just, last stream, we freaking beat, Ending A. It was awesome. Never have to do that again. Well, maybe we do. There was some stuff, man. There was some stuff near the end that, like, maybe we want to do still. Yeah, so we're just starting. American in English, yeah, I don't like any of this. I'm just gonna mumble it, dude. Whenever I see that word sloth, I'm just gonna mumble. No, thank you, Dreamcatcher. Thank you so much. And of course, yeah, Davin, thank you, man. Thank you. Hummus, how you doing, dude? Yeah, sloth. I'm just gonna mumble it because there's 3 different ways to say it. And I'll never know. Don't write slough, dude. You can't add a 4th way. Oh my gosh. This is a nightmare word. None of us know it. We're all dumb idiots. Every single one of us. Dedicating your life to worship would oh boy. Dedicating your life to worship would equal dedicating your life to kings and queens of the time. You left your home because you didn't want to die fighting someone else's war. So why would you waste your life serving someone else in turn? Like a sloth machine? That's not a thing. You've always said slouch? No, you haven't, dude! Yeah, but DJ, that's like one of the ways. There's like, the word is not a friendly... You guys can't just... Any level of confidence that anybody in this group has over this it invalidates you. You got to hold this one lightly, guys. You can't be dogmatic. You can't be dogmatic on your pronunciation. It's sorry, that's just life now. Yep. Around this time, you found an old scroll. I'm just gonna start making up sounds, man. Around this time, you found an old scroll from one of the many Ammon libraries. The scroll mentioned the old sect of magical practitioners originating from Eastern sanctuaries, whose worldview seemed more appealing to you. Not saying it right. You're saying what I do. Say slough and people will deal with it. I will, dude. I will. That's good. Yellow mages differed from your typical priests. Instead of dedicating their lives to worship, gods existed for them. Their force was to be harnessed to further one's own personal growth and agenda. Instead of finding order from the commandments laid out by the older gods, yellow mages reveled in chaos. Chaos was the natural state of the world would return to in time and time again. So why even try to force it to anything else? Sloga. Oh, Sloga. I like that one. You quitted the Temple of Ammon and decided to head east in pursuit of these yellow mages. I can't do either one, Prometheus. That's the problem. Yeah, Osa's got it figured out, man. Travel beyond your home continent, ultimately finding yourself at the narrow streets of the Eastern Sanctuaries. You got acquainted with the local temples. I'm just going to start offing people right away, dude. Even they had adopted the worship of all mare as their main religion. Eastern Sanctuaries were no better than the temples of Ammon in that regard. If anything, religion was even more prevalent there and dictated, though I'm going to die right away when we play this. No, this is not a 144-hour-a-day stream. No, I'll do another streamathon of some kind. During like New Year's. My wife leaves on the 27th, so 27th, 28th we'll do another fun one. We'll work out the details, but we'll get into a bunch of games then. It'll be fun. You were looked down upon by the scholars and religious leaders of the area because of your very public opinions. That didn't bother you. You knew better. In time, your conviction convinced the facets you wanted. You were approached by a group of traveling mages who wore colorful attire. The yellow mages were still around in this day and age and were reduced to small separate groups wandering around the world to study all fields of the otherworldly. 24 hours of just pronouncing sluf. The group saw that's how I'm going to do it. The group saw the potential in you and offered a place among them. You liked what you heard and decided to join the wandering group. Learn basic technique. Learn advanced magic! Hurting, yeah! Learn basic techniques. Get out of here, dude. Give me hurting. Your path of learning and self-growth knew no end. Your travels brought you to a small border town in the Eastern Sanctuary, where you met a curious person, Hidil Azif, a self-proclaimed wizard from the Far East. He's a nomad, yeah, man. So base, yeah. Did you do the thing I asked Greg? Cigarettes to Nomad? Despite his pretentious appearance, his family name, Asif, was well known and even somewhat feared in certain occult circles, which gave his claim at least some credibility. He was gathering a group of adventurers to accompany him on a perilous quest. You had inherited a map from his late grandfather that was supposed to lead him to the infamous Dungeons of Fear and Hunger itself. You did good. Thank you. Just a big flare. Place used to be a noteworthy location of pilgrimage for many aspiring mages and priests in the distant past. Yellow mages you spent time with previously told ominous tales about the dungeons as well. They did the title drop, dude. That's like at the end of Dark Souls. Right? You go through 3 games of Dark Souls, and then he's like, give me your ba-ba-ba-ba Dark Soul. Ba-ba! And then it's like, he said it! Oh! Right? Super cool to do that. They kind of jumped the gun, didn't wait as long as they should have. Initially, you dismissed Asif's talks only to be haunted by the most brutal nightmares on the following night. Something was calling for you. You had to witness the place yourself. You joined the... I'm just remembering how insane this game starts. You joined the motley crew of adventurers Asif had managed to put together and traveled through war-torn Europa. Most of the crew quit halfway to Rondon because of how difficult it was to cross borders during those chaotic times. closer to the destination you got, the more feverish your dreams became. The remaining members of your ragtag fellowship were visibly sick from the stress and otherworldly pressure that had befallen on you the moment you set out on your quest. The breaking point was the day you were to finally arrive at the dungeons. Heavy fog drowned your camp and made navigation impossible. Using compass, did no good, as the thing was just spinning circles wildly. Distant growls and howls created unrest. Not that there was any need for that, as a superstition and constant misfortune had already convinced your fellow travelers this trip was cursed from the start. Your companions panicked and scattered to the mist. Asif himself had been sick from constant nightmares for half the trip already. You left him curled up in fetus position in his tent, ventured forward on your own. After walking for a while, this is a story about being outside the dungeons, not the city here, the dungeons. After walking for a while, you started to make out something behind the thick white veil. The mist revealed structures of some kind. Localization teams work really shining through it. Yeah, that's the curious thing is once a game gets to a certain point, I'm like, man, like I'm surprised like that the reports that like, you know, I'm surprised. I'm always surprised when a game is this popular and has a couple. After walking for a while, you start to make something out behind you. Got to a set of old ruins, and they looked more like a measly pile of rubble now. If it wasn't for the dreadful aura emanating from the deep within, you couldn't tell there's anything remarkable about this place whatsoever. Near the main entrance, there was a makeshift archaeological site with tents and I want to go there! Digging equipment. Site looked abandoned. On the other side, there was a side entrance to the dungeons with stairs leading down to the darkness. Dude, we're doing the side dungeon. Remember, that's the side dungeon is where there's like that's where the room with the crow weapon is or whatever, or like the blade from Soul Calibur. Cautiously walk down the slippery stairs only to find a cave-in. Hallway totally collapsed. There seemed to be no way around it. Buried under the rubble was a skeleton in a medieval leather armor crushed under a ton of rocks. Afternoon, Mr. Horse. How you doing, man? It's very nice to see you, sir. Probably, yeah. I assume he outsourced it, but it's not bad. It's not actually bad. There's only like 2 or 3 that I've ever found. That could be my fault. You didn't want to suffer the same fate with a skeleton, so you returned back. Near the main entrance, there was a makeshift archaeological site with tents and digging equipment. The site looked abandoned. Okay. We're going to go into the main entrance. The moment you stepped inside the dungeon walls, I like that they gave you the little side way. Man, I love that game. I love the first game so much. Felt immense otherworldly pressure. You understood that the place would drain any normal person to the brink of madness and starvation. Ah, they said the other thing in a matter of mere hours. Had to be efficient about this. Even if the day was still bright, the darkness seemed to suffocate all light. You could barely see anything ahead of you. You lit up a torch. Dude, Osa freaking went to the dungeons. This is cool as hell. You stood at the vestibule of the dungeons. To your left, you saw a doorway leading to what seemed like a kitchen. There was a small room with an old wooden furniture in front, and to your right, there was a closed door. To the right is where, like, the torture chamber would be. Closed door. We're going to go to the closed door. Yeah, this is interesting, right? I didn't realize that we were going to get this. Tried opening the door, but it didn't budge. Consider forcing the door, but you heard a faint noise coming from the other side. Could have sworn it sounded like something heavy and alive was slowly moving towards the door. You'd heard rumors of this place, and you definitely didn't want to confirm whether there was any truth to these horror stories or not. You backed away from the door. Come on! This is, like, cool as hell, man. We're going to go to the kitchen. Loki, what's up, man? We're just restarting a run. Or we're doing a new run. We beat it the other day. I think you were probably here. We beat it, and now we're doing an Osa run, and I'm going to kill everybody because I want inside, man. Small stools around the large wooden table covered in cobwebs and old stains. At the end of the room, there were old cupboards and kitchen utilities that had collapsed on the ground. The other corner had a row of wooden barrels. Dude, let's check the cupboards. Found wheat flour. Suddenly you heard loud banging and screeching from the entrance hall. Sai, what's up, man? Your streak. Did you do a streak? Oh, you lost it. Oh, my gosh. Crazy. Shortcutting the first game and an intro to the sequel is really cool. Yeah, well, it's accurate, too, remember? You weren't here. It wasn't yesterday. It was the day before. I took yesterday off, but it was at the end of last time, so we got ending A on our second attempt in the game. Proud of it, I think. Happy. Suddenly you heard loud banging and screeching from the entrance hall. Adrenaline was rushing through you as you ran back to see just what was causing the noise. Marvin, though! Gotta get a viral moment? You want me to do something funny? I depend on you guys for that, man. Like, that's a you guy thing. Like, you guys do the funny stuff and I just laugh. And that's like that's the deal that we have. I don't know if you realize that, but that was the contract. It's actually, when you go to chat on Twitch side, like, it's the message. You have to be funny so Jared has something to do. Adrenaline was rushing through. He ran back to see just what was causing the noise. Closed door was jolting from its hinges. Something big was trying to force its way through. I should wait and see what it is. I'm not a coward, dude. I got hurting. You brace yourself for whatever's come. You figure that as a trained mage like yourself, you don't need to hide from dangers. How do you do a funny? Is there instructions? I have no idea. I have no idea. Door crashed open and violently a huge malformed beast pushed from the open doorway. You can't tell him to pull your finger. Don't trust him to pull anything. That man's gonna. His aim is really bad, Sai. He's gonna do the wrong one. Creature looked like it couldn't have been could have once been human, but the darkness had distorted its features beyond recognition. Malformed archaeologist had extra members pushing through his trousers, some of which had grown talons just to perverse the human physique even more. The beast had noticed you and charged towards you. I'm feeling like this feels like the guy with the sharp, pointy hook wiener. You know what I'm talking about? There's like one of them. He's down by Lagarde's dungeon. Cast hurting on it, dude. Boom! What? This is so dope, dude. Come on. No! Dude. Beast would have continued pummeling you if it wasn't for the blinding light. Wow, that was cool that it had us do that. It was obvious the creature hadn't seen daylight in ages. The thing tried it. We're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it, man. Yeah, I should have played. We should have played unfair flips today, man. Should have got some practice in. It was obvious the creature hadn't seen daylight. The thing tried to shelter its eyes from the last rays of the sun. This is so cool. Opportunity to run past it. Headed straight to the dark core that the beast had busted through before. Man, we could have got a thing from him, I bet, man. As you ran, we're going to keep it. Whatever bonus we would have got from that, we're not. If we die early or something and have to redo this, we will. But even then, it's not guaranteed, right? Couldn't see much in the darkness, but a door frame that had light shining through its cracks caught your attention. Tackle the door open, stumble to an overgrown courtyard. Quickly glancing back at the corridor, you notice that the beast was nowhere to be seen. You figured that the last rays of the setting sun still kept it at bay. Took a breather and slowly walked across a yard. The grass that had taken a sickly yellowish color in the setting sun created ominous shadows as its rays hit the lone gallows standing at the center of the enclosure. Do you know? I don't know, but don't tell me, Loki. Yeah, don't let me know, because if we end up having to redo it, I'd like to enjoy that. Like I said, like, we take everything as it comes. Everything as it comes. The way the game wants us to experience it, we don't go like look stuff up. You don't know either? Okay, yeah, I have no idea. I wish we would have gotten it, but something or someone. What ends up happening is if a friend ever plays and I get to see them do that, then I get to experience it. Then, you know. Something or someone was calling you from the depths of the Forsaken Fortress. I don't recall such a lengthy intro to a character last time. Something very curious about this echo. You needed to find its source, not like you had a choice, but to delve deeper in, as the sun was rapidly setting down, stripping you from the last barrier that kept the murderous beast hiding in the shadows. Courtyard led to another door to the darkness. You push forward. You were at the foyer of the dungeons. The hall was large. To your left was a laboratory. To your oh wow, this is so cool, man. I know where I'm at. To your right, there's a long corridor leading to total darkness, and before you rose a large stairway up. We're gonna do the dark corridor. That should take us, I think, towards like where Hydra, the direction of Hydra. Torch slowly pushed away the darkness as you advanced towards the unknown. The further you got, the stronger the echo inside your head became. Couldn't make out words clearly, but this was definitely the right direction to head. A larger room opened up behind a set of rusty iron doors. Your torch revealed human-like figures that stood still just beyond the radius of light. Upon closer inspection, you notice these figures were medieval Iron Maidens, human-shaped torture devices that have been practical. Oh, okay, wait, maybe I was a room too early. Seeping blood of their victims. Room had numerous other torture devices. Okay, I know where it has us. I was one room early. Among them, you saw an old reinforced chest. In the back of the room, you saw a corridor leading to the cells. I'm going to check the chest. Might as well have been medieval. Tried opening it, realized the lock was still fully functioning. You couldn't open it without a proper key. Draft seems to be guiding you towards the dark corridor. Man, I wonder if that guy would have dropped the key. It feels like I could have had a key here. Check the dark corridor. This is upsetting. Tell me what's upsetting. Yeah, you can tell me. At the end, there were large bars sealing off a staircase. Only a rusty old lock stood in your way towards the deeper darkness. Check the gate at the end of the corridor. Despite being ancient, the lock seemed surprisingly durable. You figure you'd need a key or something. Corridor opened up a long one with multiple cell doors covering each side. Yeah, check the cell doors. Torch barely lit any of the cells, so there's no telling what's inside them. Corridor that opened up was a long one with multiple cell doors covering each side. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Guys, I did not expect this. This is cool as hell. Return to the torture chamber. Return to the foyer. Newer mouse you bought to replace the old mouse that had clicking issues, now having issues where it just keeps disconnecting. I think it's just dying. That's why I go wired. That's why I go wired. Okay, we're going to the bathroom. Old bloodstains were mixed with what looked like semen. You wonder how and why you knew such an exquisite little detail. What? We're going in the toilet, baby! There's nothing much in the toilet holes. They were just as you would expect. Of grimy old toilet seatings. Old bloodstains were mixed with what looked like semen. Yeah. No, we don't jump down the toilet hole. Hardened semen, yeah. No. I kind of want to jump down the toilet hole. I'm going to be honest about that because I know that you die down there, but I'm curious what the game has done, what this has done. I'm sure you could still die in it. What if you can die in the intro, dude? Wouldn't that be cool as hell? Should we see? Guys, let's see if you can die in the intro. I gotta know. Jump down the toilet. Figures he slid down through, because we're just recalling, right? Fell down to the dark pit, sank deep into the filth, ancient feces. The shit pit was narrow and you barely had any room to adjust your stance. Only faint light source you had through the torch died as a small toilet hole you'd squeeze through. No way to climb back up. Looks like your journey ended. Wow! That's cool as hell, dude. I'm legitimately, I think that's so cool. I think that's so freaking cool, dude. All right. Yeah, we're doing it again. Because that's how you die. I didn't know if they were going to do something different. I'm so glad that it kept that, because that's part of the first game. You go down there and that's it. You break your leg and that's it. Okay, let's rush through the story. No, don't skip the intro. I said no. I said no. Hold on. I said no, skip the intro. We got to get back in there. Get any in-game cinematic? Well, we've played 50 hours of this game. So this is just us starting a new game. So we've died in the game plenty of times. I need to be careful not to spam stuff. But yeah, there's not like splash screens for deaths or anything. Skip? No. Give me the full text adventure. Okay, we're skipping a lot of this. We'll do the same answers. I don't even know what this is, but I'm taking it. This is a full text. Well, so here's the thing. He's recounting his time there, but Fear and Hunger took place a long time before. So it's not like he's. It's not like this is. It's retelling the first game. You're just experiencing something that takes place in the first game. Like he, as part of his story, he went there and had an experience. That's why it's all, like, messed up. All right, let's get there, man. Advanced techniques. Maybe we'll kill the guy this time and he'll have a key or something. This gives us a chance to try that again, right? All right. I did not mean to check the archaeological site. Documents and reports. Might have been just a regular excursion. Okay. Near the main entrance, there's a makeshift archaeological net. Okay, we're going into the main entrance. I got to be careful here so I don't spam stuff too quick and mess up. Look to your left. Check the door. We did that. You know, 5:30 for Arc Raiders. It wouldn't be 5:30 for me. It would be 2:30 a.m. for me, actually. Which is kind of intense. Me and the guys were talking about it. We were joking around about the idea of getting up really early, but we're just going to start stream at normal time to maximize the amount of time that we get to play. But yeah, let's check the wooden barrels this time. Food items. Nothing useful. Okay. Wait and see what it is. Let's try this again. Yeah, it's 2:30 my time is when it starts. Cast hurting. It's 5:30 Eastern. Are you sure? I looked at the time. I looked at the times, and it's 2:30 for me. Okay, creature tried to swing. Okay, so we actually got it this time. Focus all your hatred and rage on a small radius around the mall. You'd be all for starting to play at 4:30. It's 3:30. Is it 3:30 for me? Am I wrong? 2:30 Pacific. Oh, never mind, Max. You are correct. Hey, man, if you... Shibby... If Ty wants to do it, I'll do it. If Ty wants to do it, I'll do it. It's that's a hell of a day, but I'm down. So whenever Ty wants to. Decide to head straight to the dark corridor. Ran as fast as you could, creating distance between malformed beasts with each step. Oh, okay. Nothing different. No difference there. Took a breather, slowed down. We just need to not go in the toilet this time, guys. I'd be all for starting to play at 4:30, but it's just going to cut into how long we want to keep playing during the day. That's true. That's true. Yeah, whatever time you guys... You're not getting up for stream that early. That's totally fine. You don't gotta. Kind of tempted to get it, but didn't play the test. Not sure if your rig would handle it. It's optimized real good. No, we're not going to the laboratory. Be fresh and ready to sleep. May not make best decisions. No, that's not true. I'm always on, dude. I'm always running at 150%, man. Yeah, it runs really good. No, we'll probably, realistically, guys, we're probably going to start at the regular time. Okay, wide stairway led to an old all-Marian sacrificial altar. I'm going to check the side path. Path was narrow, corridor made from misshapen bricks and stones. Looked like the floor would collapse at certain points. Yeah, we'll probably start at normal time. 150% of winning. Large room opened up before you. The room stood out with its fine decor. Spiral floor tiling and its many bookcases covering the walls. 20%? No. We're still killing it. And Padawan, 10 streams, man. Search the bookshelf. Most of the books that were still left have been growing mold. Oh, wow! No way. I get to start with a skin Bible, dude? I should take Grogoroth. Forever Winter? No, That game's still in early access, right? It has a lot of good reviews, but I remember it launched with a little bit of performance drama. As most things do. Yeah, we're getting the Grogorth one, dude. Manuscripts all seem to be part of the bigger compilation. You would have loved to have all of them with you, but you had a job to do and you couldn't burden yourself with too much extra luggage. Yeah, dude, that's the big thing is Arc Raiders is like, no, it's not jank. It's smoothed out, man. At least the playtest was. Large room opened up before you. The room stood out with its finer decor. The spiral flooring tiling and its many bookcases covering the walls. Yeah, we've been here. Okay. Can I search the bookshelves again? No. Okay. Check the doorway. Torch slowly lit up the small room, revealed a wooden desk with drawers. Carpet. Search the desk. Trash. Someone must have searched the desk. Most of the valuables have been looted. Opening a drawer revealed an old dusty letter with no importance. Force it open. Kick the drawer a couple times, managed to force it open. Lucky coin! Faint whining and moaning could be heard from the partly eaten archaeologist. The corpse was trying to get on its feet. As it stumbled, a group of keys fell from its lap. Pick up the prison keys. Slowly, one step at a time. This is cool. Cast hurting on it, dude. I don't want to get infected. Oh, come on! Lifted your torch to see the ghoul already charged you. Managed to push the creature back just barely to escape with a minor injury. Backed away from the room, yet the ghoul kept on following you. Cautiously hop over the collapsed floor and leading to the library. Creature was not agile and instead face planted on the ground as it tripped in the rubble. Damn, dude. The ghoul was waist deep in the trench, unable to climb back up, desperately trying to reach out for you with its blood-soaked hands. The whines and growls turned into agitated shrieks that furiously tries to snatch you. It looked like a creature was stuck. You figured you'd best leave this area now and explore elsewhere. Max HP is now 100. Rico, let me figure that stuff out, brother. Okay, don't worry about like Sherpaing me or anything, brother. All right. I do figure there are repercussions, but we're not going to re-roll anything. That's why I double rolled coins. But yeah, let me like. This is permanent now. Yes, no, I totally understand that. Absolutely, 100% understand it. I'll be fine. Not bothered. We take things as they go. But yeah, if stuff happens, if there are repercussions, don't worry about trying to explain it to me or anything. I will let the game do so that I can kind of get that experience. All right, brother? But I do appreciate it. I know you just want me to enjoy it. But that's how we're going to enjoy it together, you know? Dark corridor. Chest. Dark corridor. I'm going to not read that sentence, Rico, because again, like I don't want anything explained to me, dude. Okay, I got it. We're fine. I don't try to tell me anything else, because then I just won't read the chat. All right, like don't try to like inform me. This is my last request. Please don't try to inform me. Okay. I got it, man. I got it. I can play the game the way the game wants me to. Creature must have had your scent as his footsteps clearly closed in at a rapid pace. You had to act so fast. Corridor that opened up. Can I at least give me hints? You cannot. You will not give me any hints. If this is... So here's your absolute last warning. If you want to give me a hint, or if you do anything, I will just mute you and not hear what you say, because I love this game, and I want to play it. If you want to play it, you can go play it, but let me play it, okay? I do not ever get really stuck. That's not a thing for me. Like, I don't get stuck. I don't know if I can be more clear. Already placing... Yeah, so that's fine. You can do that. It's all right. I've played 50 hours of the game. We're going to be fine, all right? So, there's your full warning. I give it to you with the thankfulness that you're here. But I do tell you to let me play the game, because like other people, I don't look stuff up, okay? Like, that's not my goal here. My goal is to play the game. If you want to play the game, go play it. All right. Check cell doors. Progress is just delayed sometimes, yeah. I mean, game over screens are fine. That's part of the game. Yeah, it's literally part of the game, man. You heard the creature charge through... Oh, did I do this already? Barely... Turn around, torch revealed, hulking beast right next to you. Then it was too late to react already. Beast grabbed you violently, snapped your neck. Yeah. I will have to do that again. I probably should have read that last little bit. You already assaulted by... Yeah, Rico, chill, brother. Let me play the damn game. This is like... I know I said it's your last one. Just let me play the game, okay? Nobody wants to hear me bitch at you as we play, okay? Everybody wants the game to be enjoyed. Nobody wants a Jared bitches at Rico day. Do it again. I still have no idea what this is. I'd like to see. Yeah, Rico, I don't know if you're new or not, if this is your first time here, but, like, we do all right, man. Like, we, our second attempt, we got ending A, so it's not like I'm fully inept. I'm just half inept, okay? Do home country again. Gonna keep the answers same-ish. I want to get through this text adventure. I'm just delightfully inept, that's all. Advanced magic. I'm learning, yeah. All right, we got to get through the text adventure. I haven't checked out the room in front of me. Old wooden. Oh no, I have. We did the bookshelf. Wine vial this time. Oh man, last time we got a skin Bible. Damn. Well, there was no benefit for fighting it, so I'm gonna hide. Door crashed open, saw a dark silhouette of gigantic malform being pushed open the doorway. Creature made gurgling noises, slowly wanted the kitchen. Use this chance to sneak past the thing in the dark corridor. Okay, yeah, no benefit there. Man, that's kind of a bummer, because last time we got a skin Bible from the thing. I didn't realize how random that was. That's cool as hell. Okay, we're breathing. We're fine. Something very curious about this echo. You need to find its source. Not like you had a choice, but to delve deeper as the sun was rapidly setting down, stripping you from the last barrier that kept the murderous beast hiding in the shadow. Courtyard led to another door in the darkness. You push forward. Foyer, large hall. Stairway. We didn't examine the altar. Altar, typical ritual crucifix used to worship Almare, the ancient one, or the ascended one. A sacrifice would be put on the cross, and their blood would slowly be drained for days to come. Traditionally, such rituals were used for protection. Almare would look after the immediate surroundings for as long as the blood was running down the cross. Last sacrifice this cross saw must have been this skeleton. Check the side path, man. Path was a narrow corridor, crudely made from misshapen bricks and stones. Room stood out, fine decor. Oh, there's the skin Bible. Okay. Yeah, I still want the Grogorth one. Small doorway. Okay. Check the doorway. Search the desk. Force it open. Lucky coin. I'm gonna cast hurting. I'm gonna do a double. Ah, there goes my HP. That's fine. We can deal with it. 100. I don't care. Check out the stairway. Did we do the dark corridor? Go back to the stairway. Side path? Keep your distance and back away. You were at the foyer in the dungeons. The hall was too large. Left laboratory. Wait. Okay, hold on. Where have I been? Did we do stairway? We did do stairway. Examine the altar. Check the side path. Ghoul stuck in the rubble. Seemed he wasn't able to climb up. So I had to keep your distance. Okay. Where's the prison? I think I have to go back. Stronger the echo. Okay, Rust, your torch reveals human-like figures that stood still beyond the radius of light. All right, let's pay attention to what we're doing now, because now we're here. Upon closer inspection, you notice that these figures are medieval maidens. Okay, we've read this already. Room had numerous old torture devices. We don't have the key for this, right? We have a key for the... Realize the lock was still functioning. Check the dark corridor. Loud creaks and groans. Something big had entered in the foyer. Figured it must have been the malformed archaeologist from before. Sun must have set, which made it possible for the creature to advance through the courtyard. Creature must have had your scent as his footsteps clearly closed in on you. Oh, I wish we would have killed him. Corridor that opened up as long. This might take a time or two, but I want to get through this and see what it is. Check the gate at the end of the corridor. Ground zero, 66 months, man. Thank you. Jeez. Thank you. Right on your heels. You couldn't see him in the darkness. Thank you very, very much, man. Thank you for letting me stream. But you could sense his intense hatred homing in on you. The gate was locked with a reinforced lock. Tried to remain cool, but hoped the prison keys would work. Beast was already charging towards you. As you opened the gate, slipped inside only seconds before the malformed monster smashed against the bars. Violently, creature... Dark Souls video is now old? Which Dark Souls video is now old? Making low grunt. What Dark Souls video? Bars in the gate seem to hold the beast for now, but he didn't want to stay and find out whether that thing could eventually break in. Instead, oh, you mean that thing? Yeah. From what, the Prul? The Prul? Prul. I think it's a Prul. If darkness had twisted those poor sods, yeah. I think it's from the Prul or something. It starts with a PR. Thought crossed your mind. If darkness had twisted those poor sods to become mindless beasts, what would the same fate, or would the same fate await you if you stayed at the dungeons for long enough? Stairs became sticky from old gore, and blood the deeper you got. The air was stale and it had a rotten smell to it. Voice inside your head got louder. Still couldn't make sense of any of the words, but it was definitely calling for you. Deeper. You had to get deeper. That much was clear. I like Osa, dude. He's cool. You entered a huge chamber full of partly buried skeletons and rotting corpses laying about. Grounded a thick layer of dried blood and filth that had accrued around the chamber walls over the years. Each step you took echoed to dizzying heights. You couldn't see the chamber's ceiling. The walls just rose up forever in the darkness. There were two staircases in the chamber. One led to the ground level you just escaped, while the other one led to lower levels. In the middle of the chamber, there was a rather new-looking wooden contraption. Examine that contraption, dude. Didn't notice a gaping hole in the center of the chamber until you got closer. Damn it. Built around as a freight elevator, lifting and lowering items and people if necessary. Contraption itself stuck out just by not being stained with blood and filth like everything else. He doesn't seem like he's messing around. Yeah, he's locked in for something real here, man. Judging by some of the equipment around, the elevator must have been used by the same archaeological expedition that had set up the tents outside. Yeah, I didn't know it was so long either, but this is cool, and, knowledge of the first game, makes this more meaningful, right? Could have used a contraption yourself, too, if you had some rope with you. There were two staircases in the chamber. One led to the ground level, and the other you had just escaped. Well, one led to the ground level you had just escaped, while the other led to the lower level. In the middle of the chamber, there's... Okay. I'm going to go up. Maybe there's some rope? It's the long introduction. Yeah, it's cool as hell. I think this is freaking dope. You walked up the stairs. The screams of the malformed archaeologist got louder and louder until you saw the thing banging on the gate relentlessly. Oh, did I just go back to where I was? Start getting loose? I might have just turned around. It did say back to where I was. I kind of assumed it was, not the same room, but the same level. Creature could have broken it at any moment. You decide to head back down. Okay. Two staircases. Okay, I gotta go down. We gotta go down, baby. Oh, I could have examined the bodies, man! There's bodies. Stair leading down. Maybe I can go back. Cold draft move you along the chasm that awaited you at the bottom. Giant underground ravine opened up before you. Even your torch couldn't properly light the area. There were iron grid platforms suspended above a seemingly bottomless chasm. Platforms were mounted on cavern walls and linked together with a shaky-looking bridge. Return to the upper floor chamber real quick. Let's look at these bodies. Most of the bodies had been decaying and decomposing for hundreds of years. Some bodies looked fresher than others, while some were reduced to bare skeletons. The ludicrous amount of corpses did raise questions about the purpose of the chamber, but there was no one around to answer those questions. Okay. With the blue guys? Yeah. I kind of feel like that too. Because that's where like the... Take stairs down, man. Check the prison cells. Tried opening the cell doors, but all of them appear locked. Some of the locks were too rusty to even function properly. Okay. Not that you missed anything important. The torchlight revealed just regular prison utilities like piss buckets, chains, and a couple of skulls belonging to previous residents. Giant underground ravine opened up before you. Even your torch couldn't properly light up the area. Yep. Examine the ravine. It's examined. We're not doing anything. I'm just looking at it. The grid platforms looked old and rusty. The platforms gave worrisome creaks as you walked on them. The fact that parts of the platform had already collapsed didn't exactly reassure you of their condition. A giant underground ravine opened up before you. Okay. They're just letting me know, man. We're just going to walk over the bridge and die. Cautiously walk up to the bridge, just putting some weight on the thing, caused a couple of nuts and bolts fall down to the end of the steps. You braved across it. The bridge felt like it was about to collapse at any moment, but somehow it remained together. Other side of the ravine was more or less identical to the one you just came from. 3 cells in a row. At the end of the platform, there was a corridor leading away from the ravine back to solid ground. Let's check these prison cells. They were all locked. One cell in particular caught your attention. There was a huge naked creature inside. Its features looked human, but the person must have been at least 2.5 meters tall, if not more. Upper body, the thing was shrouded in darkness. For a moment, you thought the creature was still breathing, but you figured it must have just been the flickering of the torch creating illusions. Surely. Walked away as quietly as possible. Okay. Corridor took you to a small intersection. To your left, there was a doorway to a small room, and to your right, corridor continued deeper into the darkness. Yeah, look at the small room. The room looked like it had once belonged to an army officer. There were numerous weapon racks in the room positioned next to the empty shelf. At the back of the room, there was a wooden desk with an impressive-looking leather recliner behind it. Behind that desk, you noticed a small cast-iron chest with what seemed like a rusty lever. Dude, check that lever. Mechanical lever used to control something. You try pulling it, but it's stuck. Won't budge. It's a curious little thing, but its purpose would remain a mystery to you. Heard distant chains rattled by the chasm. Seems like the small commotion caused by your exploration reached the ears of someone or something. The room looked like it had once... Okay, that's not good. We're going to die again in this, by the way. Drawers have been ransacked. Okay. Examine the bottom. Found a hidden trap door, a pipe, and tobacco. Did I die? I have died. Yeah. In this twice now, I think. Dungeons were dead. Maybe... I think twice, yeah. The dungeons were dead, silent apart from the small ruckus caused by going through the officer's room. Whatever still lived in the darkness would hear you loud and clear. That message was different this time. I feel like if I stay too long, I'll die in the room if I get greedy, but maybe not. Chest had a thick and durable-looking lock. Must have been just... Okay. Tried forcing it open with no luck. While the thieves past several hundred years would have given up on the chest, would have been very unlikely that it was you who'd finally been able to break the thing. Eerie, piercing screech. Sounded like a cell door was just forced open. Steady scraping. Yep. I'm going to hide, man. Hide behind the desk, tried to get a decent vantage point, and scraping noises grew louder and louder. Huge humanoid creature entered the room. Thing was naked, revealing its abnormally muscular and scarred physique. Its left arm was missing, replaced by what looked like a long pole and a rod full of thorns. Oh, dude. The dark upper body. Striking feature. Abominate. Yep. Crow mauler. Yep. Thing had a head of a crow. It's not just a mask. The feathers were growing down its neck, too. Its empty, glaring eyes seemed to stare right through you from the darkness of the doorway. The crow gave a loud caw that was mixed with a deep, resonating growl of an anguished man. This was all the warning you got as it charged at you. The creature swung furiously. Cast hurting on it, man. Oh, we're dead, man. Crushed you against the floor. Yep, the longer we stayed in that room, man, I died. This is sick, dude. This is so sick. I love this crap. We're getting through the long intro. I'm not gonna quit the long intro. I have to. This is how I become Osa, man. Okay. We're learning. How's he still alive? Don't question it, man. Don't question it! Just have to be careful not to accidentally spam wrong answers. Nah! Oh, wait. Well, that's the one I wanted. But still. Dude, I gotta, like, hand off the control each time. We're still gonna do home country. Yeah, that was, I think this is cool as hell, man. Okay, we learned all this already. There's gonna be an entire YouTube video of me just doing text adventure, man. Advanced magic, please. We're gonna try to kill that guy at the start. Need to go? All right, Loki, take it easy, dude. Are you Ed or are you Loki? You can tell me that next time. I know you gotta go. Ed and Loki. You're one of the two. Maybe you're both. Main entrance. Kitchen. Cupboards. Wheat flour. Wait and see what it is. Cast hurting. Come on. Nope. Hurts me. And we run. Okay. Taking it. What a bummer. Dark corridor? No, I think we have to go back to the stairway. Side path. Search bookshelves. Check doorway. Search desk. Force it open. Lucky coin. Pick up a prison key. Cast hurting. Double roll this. Okay. Finish your chant. Focused all your hatred and fury on the concentrated spot of the ghoul's soft torso. Like a vortex, the energy tore the archaeologist's skin, and rotten meat left a gaping hole in their place. To your surprise, the ghoul kept on advancing towards you. You'd never faced a living dead before. It seemed like traditional means of harm had very little impact on it. Okay. Backed away from the room, yet the ghoul kept following you. Cautiously hopped over the collapsed floor. Creature's not as agile, instead face planted on the ground. Okay. Dark corridor. Chest doesn't open, or we didn't find the stuff for it. Maybe we do get to come back or something. We'll have to think about it. Check corridor. Check the gate at the end. Creature trash in nearby you heard the creature trash in the nearby torture chamber right on your heels. Gate was locked. Tried to remain cool. Prison keys work. Making a slow grunt. Bars gate seemed to hold. Didn't want to stay. Okay. Yeah, they're the ghouls are intense, man. They're also very good lovemakers, which is, you know, an important thing to say. Take the stairs down. Walk over the bridge. Yeah, we're back. We're back already, guys. Go to the corridor. There was nothing in this room for me. Well, you know what? I didn't check the weapons rack or the armor rack. I'm going to check the weapons rack. Couldn't carry both around. Didn't want to over-encumber yourself. I'm going to do the officer's sword. Okay, now we return to the corridor. Head deeper into the darkness. Okay, now we're back on track. So if you stay in that room, bad stuff happens. Torch pushed away the darkness. Dancing light flickered on the lone skeleton chained to the wall. The corridor circled back to the Great Chasm and its suspended platforms. The grid iron bridge connecting the two sides completely collapsed on this end of the ravine. You notice a rope tied to the platform. On the other side of the rope, you saw a corpse belonging to the archaeological expedition. This person had apparently hanged himself. The horrors of the dungeon must have been too much. Lift up the corpse. Pull the corpse up. You were right in your assessment. The person had modern clothing. Looked like that of a stereotypical Western archaeologist. The person had nothing of value. You do pick up the rope. Gridiron bridge connecting the two sides completely collapsed on this end of the ravine. There was nothing there apart from the corpse you'd pulled up. Examine the corpse. Checked all the pockets, found nothing. Okay. Head back. Echoing my own footsteps, occasional water droplets as we headed back. Doorway to a small room on the right. Nope, we... Head back to the dark corridor? Oh, the bridge is busted. Okay. Faint shapes in the darkness. Platform seem... Okay. Gridiron bridge connecting the two sides completely. So we can't get back. Small door, which is the small room. There's a lever. You were standing on the gridiron platform that was suspended above the dark ravine that opened below you. The bridge that had linked the platform to the other side had collapsed entirely with the crow. Side you were on had a few individual prison cells. Check the prison cells. You tried opening the cell doors, but all of them appear locked. Some of the locks are too rusty. Okay. Upper room, chamber floor. Check the bridge remains. You walk to the bridge, look down, chasm very deep. Creature couldn't have survived the fall. That's what you kept telling yourself anyway. You're standing on the grid. Okay. Turn to there. Walk back up. Once again, I heard the echo inside your head. This time you could almost understand some words. Deeper. You must delve deeper. I think that's a great idea. Correct path must have been somewhere at the bloody chamber. Two staircases in the chamber. One led to the ground level. Examine the contraption. Use the rope. Tie the rope tightly to the wooden beams and threw the loose end down the pit. Cold draft could be felt coming from the depths below. You headed down. Climb down the claustrophobic. This is not good because that's where the crow is. Claustrophobic bloody pit. The pit opened up and the area that revealed itself was even more open than the ravine upstairs. Huge cavern beneath the fortress ruins. The rope ended up on... I feel like I'm only halfway through this intro. Iron cage had crashed... Okay, hold on. The rope ended up on top of a crashed wreckage. An iron cage had crashed to the rocky ground from the pit you came from. Closer inspection suggested it was an elevator of some kind. Needless to say, it wasn't functional anymore. Stood on solid ground next to the wreckage. Cavern was huge. Torchlight left you standing in the middle of the darkness with no points of interest apart from your makeshift campsite with a couple of tents and some archaeological equipment. Check the campsite. Notice there were no signs of life there. Archaeological crew was gone. Campsite had a couple of tents side by side, open crates full of digging equipment. Behind the camp, you found a larger digging site. Go to the digging site. Digging site was bigger than how it looked initially. The site expanded to nearby cliffs with a wooden platform leading down. Take the wooden platform. You descend down into the dark depths. The echo inside your head returning once again. Misguided soul, can't you hear my call? The words were clear this time around. Good, finally. The voices became ever more clearer. The archaeological crew had been digging deep and revealed something that should have stayed hidden. Ancient structures could clearly be seen protruding from the rocky surface. Structures look almost like the remains of a city from another time. Wooden platforms took you straight to them, and a ladder was set to lead you inside what looked like a temple of some other place of worship. Climbed in. Most of the temple was dilapidated by the time. You could still spot some murals on the walls that depicted rituals of gods not known to this day and age. Even if you only witnessed glimpses of something larger, the scale of the building already impressed you. It was unlike anything you'd ever seen. Eastern sanctuaries, city of Ammon, Abyssonia, they all paled in comparison. Voice inside your head is getting louder. This way, 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 this way! Dug the rubble with your bare hands. Turned over wooden structures. Pushed away a stone pillar. There it was, the source of the voice. Burned and withered head. A severed head, to be more precise. My man! Head had deep lines running across it. Something destroyed your stomach? Ah, rip. I'm sorry, man. You at work today, I'm assuming? So it's not like you can just go, like, drink something nice and thick and creamy? You are? That sucks, dude. I'm sorry, man. I hope it stops, dude. The only hair on your head was the... Hold on. The head had deep lines running across it. In the place of its eyes were dark and empty sockets. The only hair on its head was the sparse mustache under its big nose. I wasn't expecting a worm like you weaseling its way this deep into the dungeon. It's my fault. I would fix it if I could. I'd take it back if I could. But I'll take what I get. All earthworms do after all is dig. Your garments. Maybe you have more than a camel's spunk in place of your brains. You're a yellow mage, are you not? You confirm the suspicions of this beheaded oddity. Figures. That's why a measly maggot like yourself could hear my call. Very well. Kneel before me. I am your master, Nasra, and the doom and terror of the modern man. The name, Nasra, that was a name you were not expecting to hear. It was a name even the Yellow Mages only talked in the darkest hours of the night. Nasra, the harbinger of the burning crusade. Nasra, the bringer of torment. Nasra, the doom and terror, the modern man. The great wizard from the eastern sanctuaries went by many names. He indeed was your master, for this beheaded wizard was the one who gave birth to Yellow Mages and their ideology, only that it happened over 1,000 years earlier. There were no records of Nasra for at least 500 years. You are a lucky bastard, lucky indeed. There's a man I want skinned alive. After that, I want to rip off their spines, those maggots. They'll slump before me limp and feeble. Your master seemed to be surprisingly up to date with the twists and turns the world had taken since his absence. He had a mission for you. Rico! Don't worry, dude. I got it, brother. You don't gotta tell me. You don't gotta tell me stuff. I know if you really want me to understand something, trust me, dude. The game will let me know. If he's an accessory that I wear in the game's gonna tell me. Okay. You're going to make me yell Rico a lot. I hope not. As a yellow mage, you're supposed to follow your own ambitions. You're very soon to find that out anyway, so let the game tell me. I swear, if you ruin, like, moments of, like, cool little, oh, he's an accessory, like, we're not going to get along, brother. But we both like the same stuff, so maybe we will get along. Mr. Rico, just don't, just let the game do it. Let me play the game. Let me play the game. Let the game play me. If Rico wants to get in the mix, you can hang out. But Rico, if you want to play the game, there's a more direct way you can do that. You're supposed to follow your own ambitions, agree, but there's a lot you could learn from this death-defying wizard that could further your knowledge on dark matters greatly. You decided to play along. You were sure that this terror of the modern man was perfectly aware of your reasoning, too. That was the typical relationship between Master Yellow Mage and their apprentice, after all. You were to travel to a small country in Eastern Europa with the beheaded wizard, to a town called Pre-Evil. Your master promised events of cosmic proportions. The stars were aligned for something big to happen, something that would turn the tide of the world for good. Head left out details from his story on purpose, but that did little to bother you. You just jumped to the deep end of the otherworldly world. Couldn't have asked for more. With this little information about the task at hand, how did you prepare for your trip? Magical goods. 2 pouches of tobacco and condensed lavender. Tobacco's not magic, man. It's just that's great. You felt tense since the moment you embarked on this journey. Every night you'd see nightmares of the horrors. Well, okay, it's magical. It restores. Yeah, okay. Whatever the price, the opportunity was too interesting to pass. With mixed feelings, you continued onward. Yeah. Skip the intro. No. Stimulants are magical. Yeah, that's true, man. We did it. We got through the intro, guys.